install packages, uninstall packages, okay, update the packages, okay, and then your npm modules, okay, the scripts, npm scripts, okay, how to run those npm scripts and all we saw about it. So today there was one topic was remaining, which is how to create your own module and how to publish it, okay. So that we will see today, and later on we'll start with module section that will not complete that because it's an important topic, and since some of the people are missing, so I'll take that or just start the topic, and then modules and concurrency will continue in the next lecture. Okay. So let's see how to create a package, okay, or how to create your package and how to publish it. Now to create a package, I'll just create a folder here, okay, file-npm. Okay. In this, see, I need basically two projects now, and not two projects. You can say, yeah, two projects. Okay, one is we will create a library, okay, which we will push it to npm.js registry, and another project will be where we will be using that library. Okay, but before using publishing it, we should also see how to use if you are any library or module which is already available in your project or just outside of your project. Okay, how you can do that, that also we'll see. So first I'll create a folder here. Okay, let's call it as a uh, library, okay, or my library. Okay, just my library, and I'll create one more folder, use my library. Sorry, so my library and use my library. So here I will have a, now what I will do, I'll just open this in two separate VS Code so that we will understand how to run it separately. So just let code file dash, it's cd npm programs file dash npm code my library. Yes, I'll open it as a separate. Okay, so this is one, this is like a library, and then code use my library. So these are the two projects. Okay, okay. So this is my library and this is use my library. Now, in this, first of all, my library, which it will have some file, which will have some function, and which will print something. Okay. So let's consider I have a file here. First of all, see, whenever you want to create a project, okay, any npm project, first of all, initialize your npm project with npm init. Okay, so let's do that first. So I'll open terminal here and I will do npm init. Okay, this is use my library. This is use my library. I'll just put hyphen yes for all. So this will create a package.json file for us, and which will have use my library name, version, and everything will be there. Okay, I'm not adding any dependency here because we will be adding the dependency when we will publish our package. Okay, for now I'll just keep it as it is. Okay, we will have a main entry script, so there is an index.js file here. Now this file will basically use this library, my library. Okay, so here also let's create it our npm, sorry, npm init dash dash yes. This will also create a package.json file for us. Okay, now which it will have a name, my library. Okay, now this name is important. Okay, why? We will see that later when we publish this package. But for now, I'll just keep it the name as my library itself. Okay, and then I'll create a index.js file. I'm creating index.js only. We can name it whatever you want, but index.js has a special meaning in, or index files has a special meaning in any web development. Whenever you try to access a web server with just a slash, the index.html or index.js, whatever file is there. So index files will be rendered first. Okay. So even in the libraries as well, whichever libraries that you create in JavaScript or any other languages, index file is by default loaded. If you don't specify the file name, by default the index files are loaded. Okay. So that's the reason we are using index.js file here. Now, this file will have some function, okay, uh, sorry, which will just print one message, okay, and that message it will print it in a, let's say, console.log. Sorry, sorry for. I just want to print output like this: 1, 2, 3, something like this. So if I have a message like this, hello, Node.js, okay, so this should print, sorry, your output like this. Okay, so it should print stars, and then it should print message. Not message. So whatever the message that we will pass, it will print it in a stars. Okay. So I'm just using simple code here. I'm not using some hyphen to code. Just for we are going to learn how to use the package and publish it. Okay. Sorry. Now see, this is this print function. Okay, is if you want to use this print function outside of this package, okay, or outside of this file only, okay, this print function cannot be used. Okay, that we will see in the module section. Okay, later on today only. But this print function, if you want to use outside of the file, okay, you have to do one thing here. You just have to write module.exports. We'll see this what is this module.exports is in the module section, but for now just consider that if you want to expose any function outside of your file, then we will use module.exports equals to the function. Okay, and this function can now be exposed or can now be used, imported in another file. Okay, now remember this my library and use my library, both of these folders are in 5 npm folder. Okay, so my library, here we have index.js file, and use my library, we have index.js file, and both of them are in my 5 npm folder. That means both are sibling folders. Okay, so if I want to use this index.js file in my use my library folder, so this is a package, right? This is a separate library, this is a separate package, and I want to use this package in my use my library folder. So what I will do, I just create a const use my library, or let's say library. Okay, just one variable. Okay. And whenever you want to import any or any module or any package, if you have a your own file or module as well, simple file as well, if you want to import it, we use require keyword here. Okay, and in this require keyword, we specify the path for that particular file. Okay, now in require, if you remember, we have imported HTTP module before when we had done the your server program. Okay, HTTP server program. If you remember, we had that server JS file. So here we used HTTP module because the HTTP module was directly available as an inbuilt module. But if you want to use your own module or a own file which is there in your own project or outside just a project, then in that case also you can use the for path here, entire path of that folder or file. Okay, so here how you will use it, you can use, say we are in use my library folder, that is we are in this folder. Inside this you want to use index.js file of my library, So what you will have to do is we have to come out of this folder and go to 5 npm, and then in 5 npm you have to go inside my library and use index.js. Okay, so for that, to go one folder up, we use dot dot slash. Okay, dot dot slash means one folder, it will go to the parent folder. Okay, so it will go to the parent folders, and now you will see we have a my library folder, and just use this. Now after this you can specify index. Okay, but since you know, just now I told you that if you don't specify anything, by default the index file is taken. Okay, so you don't need to specify index as well. Okay, now this will give you the library. Now this basically library is actually the exported function. You will get it here. Okay, when we import this my library index.js file, this print function which is exported here will appear here. Okay, that means this is nothing but we can call it as a print. Okay, just for our reference we'll call it as a print. Okay, and I will pass print. Okay, let's say you can see the message any is automatically appearing here, and we have specified a message here. Okay, so that means it is automatically identifying that this function is being used here. Okay, so here I'll say hello node js. Okay, this is my library. Now let's see whether we are able to use this my library package or not. Okay, so I'll run node index.js. You will see the output is coming. Okay, so that means you are able to import this package in your use my library package, and just by specifying the path, not we not even have a publish this package. We have just created this package locally and we are using it. Okay, this is helpful if you're creating some folders in your project and you want to use files inside that folder, then you can use this require function for that purpose. Okay, so till now, is it understood how we are using the one module that we have created in another module or in another package? Okay. So first do this, then we will see how we can publish this package to npm JS, and then how we can use it. Okay. First do this. Okay. So is it done? Okay. Okay. So if everyone can publish packages npm, what about if someone posts a malicious code? See, anyone can publish a package. Okay, the malicious code that you need to check whether your code is malicious or not. And basically, npm also has a regular checking mechanism where it checks whether your code is malicious or not. And if it finds that your code is malicious, then it basically removes that package or restricts your package or blocks your package, and will tell the author that your code is malicious, it cannot be used. Okay, so npm also has regular checks on the packages that you use. You can similarly you can find it in a github as well. If you are pushing some code on github which is malicious, Okay, GitHub will also do some audit and will give you some emails regarding your packages. Okay, and if someone also using your package, that person will also get email regarding these malicious errors or something in the package. Okay, is it done? See npm commands. It's npm init only. Npm init. If you want to keep all the values as default, use npm init hyphen hyphen yes. The values will be defaulted and your package.json file will be directly created. You done, everyone? Okay, sure. Done. So why that module dot exports? How we call that function module? I just told you, Yohara. Okay, we will learn that in the module section. Okay. For now, just understand if you want to export any function on any file, you just have to use module dot exports equals to any function on any object. You will see this in module section. Don't worry. Okay. Done. Okay. Now let's see. See now if you see. Uh, we are using my library like this dot slash my library, but I don't want to use it like this. I want to use it as a package, or I just want to install that package in my use my library project and then use it. So we generally what we will do, we will use it like this. Okay, it's without two dots or two dot slash, we will use my library like this and then we will use it, right? So but if you do this and run it, you will see that module not found. Cannot find module my library. That means there is no module, no such module in your project. That means you need to um, install this module my library. Okay, so what we will do, we will now uh, um, deploy this package or publish this package to npm.js registry. Okay, how do you do it? So this is my package, which is my library. Okay, now my library, when you want to publish any package to npmjs.com, okay, you have to just use some unique name, because if you see npmjs.com, it's basically packages with millions of libraries or millions of packages. Okay, so there might be some package with my library as well, my library name. Okay, you don't know. Okay. There is actually, but if you write it and if you try to publish it, npm will not allow you to do that, because npm will check that this library exists or not. If it exists, then you will not be allowed to publish that library with that name. Okay, so what we can do is we'll just add some prefix to our library. Okay, what we can do for that, you just have to go to package.json file and change the name of this package. Okay, this name package in package.json, this name refers to the npm.js package name. Okay, so here I'll just prefix it with my name, pranit dash my library. Okay, your package will be published with pranit dash my library name. Okay, now this is the name, and rest all things you can keep it as it is, whatever you want. Yeah, I'll just use version as 1.0.0. Then version can be used to update your package. If you afterwards, if you are making any change, if your package is already published and you want to update the package, then you can update your code and update the version. Okay, you know the versioning, basically it's a semantic versioning system, so major, minor, and patch version. So sorry, whatever changes you have done, accordingly you can update the version. Okay, so once you update it, then you will be able to publish it. If you try to publish it again with the same version name, then you will get some error. Okay, this package with the same version already exists in npm.js. Okay, so and this is the main index.js file. That means whenever you try to access this my library, okay, using the package name, then the by default index.js file will be used. If you want to change this file name, you can change it here and create a file name with that name. Okay, and we have a scripts, and rest it's up to you. You want to keep it or not, just up to you. Okay, and then author name, I'll just keep my name as author. License, if you want to keep it, keep it. Okay, now my package is ready. Okay, I want to publish it. Okay, and before publishing it, you just have to have your account on npmjs.com. Okay, so how do you create? I already have created my account on npmjs. Now account is already there, so you can go to sign up, enter a username. Username should be unique, your email address, password, and agree to the terms and conditions, sign in. Okay, once you do this, you will receive one email for verification. Just verify your email id and then you will be able to publish it. If you don't verify it, you will not be able to publish your package. Okay. If you are already subscribed to this or logged signed up to this npmjs.com, then you can go to sign in page and just add it here. I'll just check my username and password. I think I forgot. Just a minute, let me check. Huh? Okay, got it. See the UI. If you go, if you click on username, then and the password, it's hiding. It's very intuitive. Sign in. Okay, now sometimes it basically asks you for the pass for one-time password. So the password is actually sent on to your email ID. So I'll just open this. So, yeah, this is a OTP. Copy, paste, login. Okay. Now here, this is my dashboard. You can see here you will find packages. Okay, you can go to packages, and there are three already packages were there, and actually I published them, but I actually didn't able to unpublish it. So that's the reason you can see three packages there. Okay, so you can now you want to publish the package. Now how do you publish it? First of all, when you do this, when you uh, log into this, when you create a package in your local machine, first of all you have to log into your local machine using npm. Okay, how do you do that? You can use npm login. Okay, just type npm login, then if you hit enter, it will ask you for your username and password. Okay, now your username, I'll just add my username and password. Now email, now this should be the same email which is used for your registration. So I'll use my email ID. Now again it is sent OTP on my email ID, so I'll just go and visit. Okay, so again the OTP here, but here. Okay, paste. And so once you do this, you will see that logged in as Pranit 20. That means I'm successfully able to log in to my local machine using my email ID, username and password. Okay. Now, once you are logged in, what you need to do now is just write one command, that is npm publish. Okay. You don't have to do anything. Just write npm publish and hit enter. Your package will be published. See, it's easy. You can see it's already published, and if you get some errors, then there will be some red color errors, but now you can see the package is already published. You can go and visit your page and refresh the page. You will see the package appearing here, Pranit My Library. Okay, the username 1.0.0. You can also go to npmjs.com and try to search for this library. You will get it. Okay, or else you can just visit this link as well. Okay, which is okay, this link. Okay, I'll just paste it to you guys. You can also see this link and see this is the package. Okay, installed. Okay, now your package is installed globally. Okay, it's don't try to install it on your machine because I won't be able to unpublish it. Okay, so now how do I install this? You can see the install command here, npm I pranit my library. Okay, I just have to copy this, and you can see that the package name that is specified is actually the package name which is here. This nothing but this thing. Okay, although my folder name is my library, but my package name will be used over here. Okay, when you publish it. Okay, so it's already published. I'll just copy the install command and I'll go to my use my library folder and put write npm I pranit my library, hit enter. You'll see there is a node modules folder appearing here. You can see pranit my library, my package, and then there is a package.json and index.js file. Okay, you can see the same code which we have it here. Okay, the same code is basically appearing here, and now I don't need to do this dot dot with, I can just use this require my library. Now it will not be my library, it will be pranit my library. Okay, because my I have changed my library name, so it's pranit my library. Okay, so now if I run this node index.js, you will see the output hello node.js installs. Okay, so that's how you can publish your package and use that same package on your other project using you can use it in a regular way. But to publish it, first of all, you need to log in using npm login. Once you do that, it will ask you for the username, password, email ID, and the OTP that you will receive on your email ID. Once you are logged in, then you can publish it using npm publish. Okay. Now again, if you want to publish it, after you make some changes into your code, just make the changes and change the version and then do npm publish again. Your new package will be published with the new version. Okay, understood everyone how to publish the package? These are the two commands. First is npm login. Okay, to log into your system, login to npm on your local machine. Then npm publish to publish the package to npm js registry. Okay. Now you have to do npm publish from the package itself. Huh? You can't do it from outside of your package. Okay. Remember, you have to do npm publish by going into that folder, into your project or into your package. Okay. Don't do it out from outside of the package. Okay. Okay. You want to try it out? Try it out. And one more thing, if you want to unpublish your package, okay, see, if you want to uninstall it, you can obviously uninstall the package using npm uninstall then pranit dash my library. Okay, this will uninstall the package. You can see the package is uninstalled. Okay, no, and if you try to run the code again, you will see no module not found. Okay, now if you want to unpublish the package, okay, you can just run npm unpublish. Okay, but this will throw some error because this will give you error which is basically your why it is giving you error because your package can be used by someone else. Okay, someone else might be using your package, so it is telling you you cannot delete the unpublish the project. Okay, to delete the project, refusing to delete the entire project. Okay, if you want to forcefully delete it or unpublish it, you can just use hyphen force, so it will unpublish the package. Okay, so you can just write npm unpublish hyphen force. Okay. If you do this, then your package will be recommended protections disabled. So your package, you can see it's a minus. That means your package is actually removed. You can refresh and you will see not found. Okay, that means your library package is removed. You can go to packages folder and you will see it is gone to 3 packages now. Okay, the package is removed. Okay, so you can unpublish your package by just typing npm unpublish. Okay, but and also you need to use hyphen force. Okay, try it. Once done, let me know. Okay, give a different name. Okay, don't give Pranit my library name. Then said how to use my library package in use my library folder after installing. Uh, you have to use it the same way like this. Okay, the package name when you publish it, when you publish your package. Okay, so if you have published my library package with this name, okay, I have used Pranit my library because my library can be a common name. Okay, and you cannot use duplicate packages in your npm.js, so that's the reason I've used unique name here. Okay, that is my name and my library. Okay, so Pranit dash my dash library. So if you want to use this package on your use my library folder, then first install that package using npm I, and this is the package name. So use this package name. So once you install this, you will be able to use it with the same package name here. Okay. You have to use the same package name that you specify in your package name, not the folder with the folder name. Okay.
Hi, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can you please repeat those steps after creating the NPM account?
Okay, sure.
Uh,
So once you create an NPM account, okay,
uh,
you just have to first verify your email ID. If you don't
okay.
verify the email ID, then you won't be able to publish it. Okay,
Sir, how to verify the email ID?
you will get an email
I
about
just got
verification.
a OTP, and I've used that OTP for sign in. And
Huh?
now I'm into my NPM account actually.
Huh.
And how to verify this email
Uh,
ID? So I didn't
if
get
you
any other emails.
okay, maybe they have removed. You already got a OTP, right?
Ah, yes.
Okay, that means your email is verified now.
Okay.
Because if you don't get it OTP, that means your email is not verified, right? So your email is
Ah,
already verified. Then
okay.
now you can just go to your project. Okay, that
Mm,
is my library folder,
okay.
and change the package name to whatever name you want to give it, but
Yes.
keep it unique. Okay.
Yes.
Once
Okay.
you
I
do
did.
that,
Ah,
yes, then do npm login. Okay, this is one time command, you don't have to do it every time. Okay, npm login is just one time command. Okay, once you
okay.
log in, it will be logged in throughout your machines.
Okay.
Means
We have to use this NPM login whenever
only
we are
once,
publishing a new
only
package.
once,
No?
only once,
Okay.
only once in your life, in your machine's library.
Entire. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so once you are logged in, you will be able to publish as many times as you want.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
you don't
Ah,
have to log in again and again and again, just
okay,
one
sir.
time. And if you want to log out, you can type npm logout,
Mm,
then you will be you directly logged out from your machine. Okay,
okay.
then
Okay.
in next publish you have to log in again.
Okay.
Okay, just like when you go to visit your website, pay application, gmail and everything, just
Okay.
log in once and then you will be able to use it every time.
Ah,
Okay,
yes.
it's like
Yes.
this. Okay,
Okay.
so once
Okay.
you log in,
Mm,
then go to the project. Okay, when you log in, it will ask you for the username
yeah.
and password, right? So
Okay.
username, password, email. Okay,
Mm, mm,
and once you do this, it will again send you one time OTP on your email ID. Just
okay.
put your email,
Mm,
copy paste that OTP here, and you will see logged in as this. Okay,
okay.
once
Okay.
you do this, you just have to publish your package. Now where do you have to write the npm publish command?
Uh,
Go to the folder and do npm publish. Okay, because
okay.
you want to publish this package. Okay,
Okay. Uh,
just go to that package and or folder and then publish it. Okay, once you do this, you will see plus and your package name like this. If you see this, that means your package is published successfully.
okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
And once you do this, if you want to install or use the same package on your the other
Yeah.
folder,
Yeah, sure.
then you can follow the steps
Yeah.
to
Okay, sir.
install. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, sir. Okay.
yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Sorry.
Sir, when I entered my email ID, I just got some errors, sir.
What error?
Uh,
Can you show your
on
screen?
Yeah, sure, sir. One second. Can you see, sir?
Mm, yeah.
Sorry. See, sir. These are the error that I'm getting through.
Incorrect. Your password is incorrect. It is telling you incorrect or missing password.
Okay.
The
Okay, sir.
error, you can see that
Okay,
code
should
in,
I repeat the steps again? Like
yes,
NPM
npm
log.
login.
Okay. Okay, sir.
You are
Let me
not.
try again. Yeah, I'll.
Is it done, everyone? Are you able to do it? Publish your package. Okay, great. What about others? Okay, good. Yes, dear
Hello?
Bhapi. Yes,
Sir, after publishing, where we can find on the links NPMI or
you can.
package name.
Yes, you can go to your page on npm.js and log in to npmjs.com, and here you will find your profile page link. You can just click on this packages, and you will see your package here. Then just click on that package. You will see the entire page for that package.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Sir, my laptop is not accessible. I will do it later. Okay, no issues. So, so is it done, everyone? Shall I move ahead? Okay. If no one is responding, then I will move. Okay, so that's what about your npm. Okay, so we have saw uh, everything about npm. Okay, like installing, uninstalling, updation. Okay, then npm scripts, how to create your own package, how to publish it, how after publishing, how to use it. Okay, so this is helpful for you, okay, in your future, because npm is everywhere. You will use it whenever for front-end application development as well. Like if you are using angular or react, you will install packages using npm. Okay, and also in backend too, you will use it because you'll need a lot of packages. Okay, so everything javascript related, everything is basically handled through node and npm. So npm is important topic. Okay, now let's move to the next topic, that is your modules. Okay, modules and concurrency. So today we'll see modules, and concurrency part we will cover it in the next lecture. Okay, so what is module first? Okay, I'll just close this now. Don't need it. Now uh, close this and create a folder modules. Here I'll create index.js file. Sorry, .cd modules. Hmm. Okay. Now, see, anyone knows about the arguments keyword in JavaScript? Before starting module, we'll see. Anyone knows about arguments keyword in JavaScript? Yes or no? No? Okay, no issues, Jyotirashmi. Just check your password if it is correct or not. Okay, you can just write it in somewhere else and just copy paste it in there. Okay, okay, no worries. If let's see what is arguments keyword first, and then we'll check. Okay, inspect. So now arguments keyword is generally used with functions. Okay, to access all the arguments or parameters passed to that function. Okay, so if you have a function like this, okay, function fun1 and a comma b, and you will do console dot arguments here. And if I call this function fun1 with 10 comma 20 like this, okay, you will now a and b I can directly access, but if you use arguments keyword, then you will see arguments with a array 0 1 10 20. Okay, so this is an array which will print all the parameters which are passed to your fun1 function. Okay, if you pass more parameters, okay, 10 comma 20 comma 30, okay, this is also acceptable. In JavaScript, this is also acceptable. You have only two parameters, but you can pass more than these parameters as well. Okay. And if you do arguments, you will see all those parameters in that arguments array. Okay. But A and B will only have 10 and 20. There will not 30 will not be in any variable, but you will find that in arguments array. Okay. So arguments is a keyword in JavaScript which can be used to access all the parameters which are passed to your function. Okay. Now this is inside a function. What if I do console.arguments outside of the function? What will happen here? Will I get any parameters here or no? Shall I get an error here? Yes or no? Just tell me from your intuition. No error or error. Okay. See, you will get an error. Okay. Why? Because arguments can only be defined inside a function. Okay. You can see uncaught reference error, arguments is not defined at this. Okay. That means you cannot use arguments keyword outside of the function. It can only be accessed inside the function. Okay. Outside the function, it's not available. Okay. So understood about arguments keyword. Now why I'm telling you, because I'll just tell you that through your JavaScript Node.js perspective. Okay. Okay, see this arguments keyword actually behaves differently on your browser and it behaves differently on your Node.js. Okay, let's see how. So we just saw about the function. So if I do the function fun1 here, okay, and see arguments, and if I try to fun1 10 comma 20, okay, and if I run this node, let's just you will see arguments here. Arguments is not an array, it's an actually an object with 0 as a key and value as 10, 1 as key, value as 20. Okay, now if I want to pass some more parameters to it, I can able to pass it, then you will see the same output here. Okay, so this is how if we are in inside a function, so it behaves same as we have expected in a browser as well. Now in a JavaScript, in a Node.js, if I just do this, okay, I'll just copy this, okay, and if I do console.arguments here, okay, will I get an error here? Yes, right, I should get an error here because we just saw it in a browser. When I did this, okay, I was getting an error when I directly used console.log arguments. Okay, here also I'm doing the same thing. I'm directly doing console.log arguments. Okay, but in Node.js it behaves differently. Okay, how? Let's see. If I run this code, node index.js, you will see some output is printed here. Okay, you should have got error here, but I'm getting an arguments, the same arguments object with 0 1 2 3 4 methods, means 5 parameters are there. Okay. From where these 5 parameters are coming, there is no function. We haven't wrapped this inside any function. We are not calling any function. Then from where these parameters are coming? Okay, so when you run your node.js code, okay, your node.js code actually means your node.js file is actually a module itself. Okay, and every file is considered as a module in node.js. And this module basically, when you run this file, it actually wraps your code inside one function. Okay, this is not visible to you. You can say it's actually hidden from us. Okay, this entire code, whatever you write inside this file, will be wrapped inside a function. Okay, and this function is passed with 5 parameters. Okay, there are 5 parameters. These are those parameters. Okay, now I'll write them in a sequence. So first parameter is exports. Okay, exports parameter. Second is require. Third is your module. Fourth is underscore underscore file name. Fifth is underscore underscore dir. Okay. Now out of this, we some of the parameters we already saw. Okay, this exports we already saw in, I guess, arrow functions lecture, exports.id. I think we have done it. Okay. If you remember, this keyword, for this keyword we have used this dot id, right? And here we found that about exports. Okay, so this is the exports. Exports is actually passed to this function. Okay, and second is your require function. You can see exports is a object with no parameters inside it. Okay, it's a blank object. Second is the require function, which we use to import an module. Okay, which we do regularly, right? This require function, now you can see that from where it is coming. It is coming from this function itself. Okay, so it is passed as a second parameter to this function. Okay, and you can see that here as well, the function require. Okay, third is a module object. Okay, this module we just saw in our npm program. Okay, when we wanted to export it, we saw it in here, right? We use module.exports. Okay, so this module.exports is nothing but this module parameter, which is coming as a third parameter here. And in this module we have this exports variable. Okay, exports key. This module.exports and this exports, okay, this blank object, you can see both are blank. Okay, and it actually both are same. Okay, this exports and your module.exports means inside this we have module.exports. These both are same actually. Okay, I'll show you. And this fourth parameter is underscore underscore file name, which will tell you the current file path. Okay, you can see the entire file path for current file. Okay, and underscore underscore dir name will tell you the current files directory path. Okay, the current files directory path. So it will tell you current directory. So what happens when you run this code is your code is wrapped inside its function, and this function is called with module.exports as first parameter and rest of the other parameters. Okay, the require module file name and career. So the first parameters which is passed to this is nothing but module.exports. Okay, so which is nothing but this exports object. Okay, this exports object is passed here, and that's the reason you can see this blank object is same here. Okay, so you can see that this is how your code, node.js code runs. Okay, and this is called as module. Okay, and this is the reason when you use any variable inside a file, you cannot access that variable outside of that file directly. Okay, meaning if I create a variable here, okay, let's say let g equals to 10. Okay, I can access this g anywhere inside a file. But if I try to access this g variable, let's say in new file, use text.js. Okay, So this is my index.js file and this is use index.js file. Now if I want to use this index.js file in use index.js file, I'll use const, let's say index equals to require. Okay, now you know require is basically the function which is second parameter. Okay, this is also another module, right? The every code that we write in a file, every file is wrapped with this function and it is executed with this parameters. Okay, so here if I want to use this index.js, okay, I'll just use the current directory name, that is dot slash means current folder. Okay, and index. So that's it. And now if you try to, first of all you will have to import it, okay, the file, otherwise you won't be able to use the parameters inside it. Okay, now if you try to access the g variable, okay, which I have declared here, if I try to access it here, and if you try to run this code, node use index.js, okay, I want to run this code, okay, you will find that g is not defined. Okay, that's because g is defined here and g cannot be used here. And you can see that why I cannot use it, because it is wrapped inside a function. And if you remember, in the modern JavaScript lecture, variables and scopes we have checked, right? When a variable inside of declared inside a function is function scope, it cannot be accessed outside of the function. Okay, so this g variable which we have declared here, we cannot access it here because it is defined inside a function. Now if I want to access it here, how can I do it? Okay, I want to access this g variable here. How can I do it? Okay, for this, this your exports or module.exports can be used. Okay, how? I'll just comment this one. You can use exports dot g equals to 10. Okay, now this exports basically refers to the same module.exports. You will check this out in a few seconds. Okay, now exports.g, why I can use this exports.g or module.exports.g like this. Okay, we can use both way, both are same actually, because exports actually refers to the module.exports only. So if you write exports.g or module.exports.g, both are one and the same thing. Okay, now why I can do this? Okay, थोड़ी देर पहले ही, like few seconds before or few minutes before, we saw the same thing, module.exports equals to some function, right? This was also working. This was also able to, I was able to use the print function there. Okay, so here also this should work, but why it is working? Okay, when I declare a variable using let keyword, I'm not able to access it. But when I do it using module.exports, okay, I am able to do it. Okay, or let's say if you just run this code now, you'll be able to see the output. Not g, it's inside index. Okay, so you have to write index.g. Okay, see, you will get the output as 10. This is arguments is printing because we have printed console.log arguments here. Okay, uh, so you will see it. I'll just comment this out so that we'll see only one output, and that is 10. Okay, so I'm able to use g variable here using index.g. Okay, now why so? Because when you this function, when you run this code, okay, your code is wrapped inside a function, and that function is getting called by your node. Okay, but there is one more thing happening here, that is your function actually returns module.exports. Okay, it returns module.exports. Okay, and you can see that when I'm calling a function here, right, require index, so this function is called, and whatever is returned from this function module.exports, okay, that is object with g, it will appear inside this index. Okay, and that index is nothing but an object, and that's the reason we can use index.g here. Okay, and you will see the output is same. Okay, so understood how your module is working in node. Hello, am I audible? Someone asked me about modular. Yeah, Yohara, did you get it? Why these modular exports work and why the simple variable assignment does not work? Yeah. The use of modular exports is Johara or Yohara. Okay, this is Johara. Okay, so understood Johara. Okay, okay. I think everyone understood this. Then you can write it down and try it out. Okay, we don't have to do this. Okay, this is actually done by Node.js for us. I just written it for your understanding that how your Node.js code runs. So this is how it actually runs it. Okay, your entire code is getting wrapped inside a function, and your function is getting called with your first parameters module.exports and rest of the other parameters, and the return statement is nothing but return module.exports. Okay, write it down, try it out. Hmm. Then okay. What about others? Okay, okay, good. Great, let's move ahead now. So this is how basically, first of all, you can uh, export variables outside of your file by using module.export. And also the exports keyword can also be used like this. So if I use exports.g, this will also work and you will see the output as 10. Okay. Now, we can, if you want to use any variable, declare any variable globally, you can do that by using global keyword, but I won't recommend that. Okay. Using global keywords is harmful for your code, okay, or your project. You can do that using global dot something like a equals to 20, something like this, and you will be able to access global variable here, okay, like a. Okay, you can do that and you will see the output. If you do the global dot a, then it will work. Okay, if you do let g equals to 10 and try to access g, you won't be able to do it. Okay, let by using let var or const. Okay, but I won't recommend this. Okay, because this is not the way you should write variables, global variables. Okay, either you should export them or use it. Okay, otherwise the oops concept, you can say the encapsulation concept will basically will not work here. Encapsulation means what? Like binding all the properties together inside one module or function. Okay, and whatever is required, we just expose them. Okay, so whatever rest all properties, we can keep them private, and whichever is required outside, we can just export them. And that is what we are doing using module.exports and exports. Okay, so this is how you can export variables. Okay, if you want to export entire object itself, okay, then in that case, don't do like this. Okay, exports equals to something like this. Don't do like this. Okay, this will not export the object. Okay, if you do g colon 10 here, and if you try to access index.g, this will not be this will not run. This will give you error. Okay, if you try to run this, you will see g as undefined. Okay, why it is happening so? Okay, I was able to do exports at g equals to 10 and I was able to access it, but if when I do exports equals to curly brace g colon 10, I'm not able to access that variable here. Okay, why it is so? Because you can see we are returning module.exports. We are not returning exports. We are returning module.exports. Okay, and you can see we were passing module.exports here. Okay, that means exports variable is pointing to module.exports. As soon as I do this exports equals to curly brace and something, it is actually pointing to some other reference, other memory reference. Okay, which is storing curly brace g colon 10. Okay, this is a separate memory location, and module.exports is pointing to separate memory location. Okay, and what we are returning means node.js is returning module.exports. Okay, it is not returning exports. Okay, and that's the reason this in module.exports we don't have a g colon 10, and that's the reason you are getting index.g as an diff. Okay, so if you want to export entire object, then this you cannot do it like this. Okay, so don't do this. Okay, this will take the reference between module dot exports and exports. Sorry, that's the reason we will get g as undefined there. Okay, because there is no variable called as g there. Okay, but now if you if you want to export the object like this, you can use module.exports in that case. Okay. Module.exports equals to, you can use g colon 10 here. And then now you will be able to access the g value as 10. Okay. So if you want to export the entire object, you can export it like this. Okay. Understood this? Why we cannot do exports equals to, but we can do it and module.exports equals to? Because when you do this, it will actually break the reference between the module.exports and export. The exports will point to some different reference, and module.exports will point to different reference. Okay. Yeah, it's like the same thing. See, I have explained you that reference scenario, right? So when you variable is when you assign a variable directly to it, they both the variables will like person and copy person. If you remember, okay, we have done it in a which lecture, that destructuring and a spread operator. When we assign a variable directly to another variable, both will point to the same memory location, right? So here, when I'm passing module.exports here to this exports variable, the exports and module.exports are basically pointing to same memory location. Okay, but when I do exports equals to new curly brace equals to, okay, when you do exports equals to, they are actually pointing to some other memory location. Okay, so exports is diverted to some other memory location. Module.exports is still pointing to the previous location. Okay, so in the new memory location we have g:10, but what node is returning is module.exports, where we don't have a g:10. Okay, and that's the reason you were getting index.js10 undefined. Okay, but when you do module.exports equals to curly brace g:10, we are actually modifying the main memory location. Okay, so that and we are also returning module.export, so you will see index.js10. Okay, understood? Okay, great. Okay, so that's how you can export an object. Okay, now let's see if you want to export various other types of objects or properties, how we can do that. So I'll just explain it with some other files. Okay, here, just close this one. I'll create a new file and let's call it as uh, export string. Okay, let's say export array. Okay, let's say array.js. uh, sorry, index-array.js. Okay, I'm not writing the exact keyword because maybe the keyword may interrupt in your code, so I'm not writing that file name as it is. So index array. Now if you want to export an array, then always use module.exports. If you want to export an array, if you want to export object, we just saw, like, you can use module.exports equals to object, or you can do exports dot variable name equals to this, module.exports equals to this. Okay, or if you want to see some other example, I'll just create a separate file for it, index object.js. Okay, if you want to export object, you can use module.exports, sorry, module.exports.a, sorry, exports.a equals to 10, then exports dot b equals to 20. Okay, both of this will be exported. There will be an object like this, a:10 and b:20. There will be an object like this which will be exported, because module.exports will have a and exports.b will also have a b. Okay, so if you want to use this, use object.js. Okay, we'll use const use object equals to require dot slash index object, like this. And if you try to log it, use object dot a, okay, or let's say just use object. And if you run this, use object, you will see a:10, b:20. Okay, so if you want to just export one object variable, you can use like this, or else if you want to export the entire object, you can use module.exports for that. Module.exports equals to the entire object, like this, a:10, 20, like this. Okay, so you can do it like this. Okay, but you cannot do exports equals to a colon bracket curly brace a:10 b:20, like this. Okay, you cannot do like this. Okay, so there are two ways if you want to export the entire object. Either use module.exports dot something, exports dot something, or if you entirely want to export the entire object, then use a module that exports equals to a new object. Okay? This is one way. Then if you want to export an array, then always do module dot exports equals to array. Okay, you cannot do exports dot something like this. You have to do x module dot exports equals to an entire array. Okay, and if you want to use it, I'll just copy this one. Use object. I'll write use array. Okay, and here I'll say use array like this. Index array, and here use array. If I print it like this, and if you run node use array, this you will see the entire array appearing there. So if you want to export an array, always use module.exports. Okay. For index for object, you have options exports dot something module exports dot something or module dot. I will just write it here or. Okay. So you cannot use both. Okay, exports dot b equals to 10, so that will not work. Okay, if you do this mixture of this will not work. Okay, either you can use this or you can use this. In case of array, you have to use model dot exports only. Okay, now let's see if you want to import string. Okay, how you can do it. I'll just write it for everyone, then you can write it down. So index of index array. If you want to export a string, okay, string, then you can use module.exports. Okay, that is the only option available. Module.export. I am just writing a template string here. Okay, let's say uh, entire HTML here. I am just typing exclamation tab, so it is giving me the entire HTML here. So this is like I'm using entire string and exporting that string. Now, if you want to use the string here and write use string, index string, use string. If you run this, you will see the entire string appearing here. Okay, so you can export a string using the module.exports only. Okay, now the last thing remaining is nothing but how do you export a function. Okay, if you want to export a function, we saw that just recently, but still we'll see. If you want to export a function, okay, X function, then let's use the same string. I'll return this string inside a function. So I'll just create a arrow function here. Okay, this is an arrow function. Let's say I pass some title parameter to this, with which I can use it here, title parameter. Okay, so I can, it's like a template. Okay, I'm just returning a template here, template generator kind of thing. So here in I'm returning a function. Okay, you can write function keyword and all that as well. I'm just using arrow function. Okay, and since you know arrow functions, I'm using single variable, I can omit the curly round brackets as well. Okay. Now if I want to use this function, I'll use this function. Okay, let's write it as a template generator. Then I'll use template generator brackets. Let's pass some title. Let's say hello. Here I'll say index function. If you run this node use function, you will see the in HTML is printed with title hello. Okay, so whatever you pass it here, hello node. So hello node will also be printed. Hello node. So that's how you can use a function. So that's how you can export values. So you can see that for only for object case, you can use module.exports dot or exports dot or module.exports equals to. But in case of array, string, and function, you'll have to use module.exports only. Okay, that is the only option. Now, sometimes you may also want to export all of these things. Okay, Let's say you want to export multiple things. You want to export a mixture of things like function, variable, array, objects, whatever. You want to export all of this, okay, from a particular file. Then in that case, let's call it as a uh, index all, okay, index all.js. I want to export all the things here. Then in that case, you can export an object with, let's say, a colon 10, then fun1 colon function. Just create a function here. Okay. Then if you want to pass string, pass str colon, let's say hello. If you want to pass an array, pass an array here. Whatever you want to pass, just pass it as an entire object. Okay. When you want to use it, sorry, use all. That case, use all. Okay. Now if I run this, use all. Oops. You'll find an object with a10 fun1 this function str string array this. Okay, if you want to extract out anything, you can just use destructuring mechanism where I can extract I can extract fun1, okay, function1, and I can use them like a and fun1 like this. Okay, so you will see 10 function1. If you want to extract str also, comma str, okay, because it's an object, we can destructure it. We want to use array, comma array. We can destructure everything from this. Okay. Or use a simple variable and use dot variable name. Understood everyone? How to use function, how to use string, array, object, export everything and use it. Understood this? So here is if we can use rest of operator. You REST operator, yeah, you can use REST operator, but REST operator, what means it's like you can take an object here, and that object will contain all the variables. Okay, so this is like it will contain the same thing that we use. Okay, the entire object will be extracted here. Okay, the same thing will appear here. Unless and until you just want to create a separate object out of it, you can use REST operator. Okay. Okay, then write it down. I'll just separate this code somehow. Okay, first is index object, then use object, index array, string, string. I think I'll be able to fit only 4 files, so just do it. Index all. I'll open it later on. Okay. Just let me know once you're done with this. I'll stop the recording because this is where we stop.